I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-Minute Convos, where I help you create a brand of your own unique real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good night, Gail Woods. How are you doing on this wonderful, beautiful night?
I am doing just great. There is no other way to be but happy and content in Costa Rica.
Love it, Costa Rica. Love it, love it, love it. Well, do tell us which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this time.
Well, it's my writing. I am a retired school teacher who moved to Costa Rica about 18 months ago, thinking I was retired. And then some lovely ladies moved in next door who are not retired. And they hired me to do some editing and some ghost writing for them. And then it has now turned into me being their chief editor and staff writer for Wildfire Workshops.
Wow. It sounds like
So,
someone who starts with P and another with T.
yes, it's Teresa and Pam. So they have changed my attitude and changed my life, which I thought was over, or not over, but at least slowed down greatly. But I'm thrilled to say that it's not, having met these two movers and shakers. So
They are
that's why I'm
amazing.
here.
That's great. Well, tell us, who did you learn the skill of writing from?
Well, I'm a believer in God, so I know that God gave me the raw talent. And it kind of showed up throughout my life. I've always liked to write and to read. And then I was led into school teaching as an English teacher for about 20 years in the state of Texas. So that gave me my editing and my writing skills. You edit multiple papers when you're an English teacher. And then truly this year, having been with Teresa as the best-selling author, she has personally mentored me any time of day and anytime I want. She's here for 6 months and then goes back to Canada. So if it's not in person, it's been on Skype. And so she's built my confidence and built my beliefs back up that I can and am, as she says, a writer.
Love it. That's
Yes.
amazing.
Yes.
Well, given the fact that you've seen the downside, the downtime where you were probably in a funk, right? And now
Yes.
that you're back up, why will you continue to repeat these skills of writing now, Gail?
Because it's been a dream, but always been the dream over on the back burner. And so now it's live and it's happening and it's reality, and the feeling is amazing. To realize and discover I truly have some talent is exciting and self-fulfilling and self-assuring. So I don't know where it's going to land and how long it's going to go on, but I'm working on a book about our experiences. So it's just terrific.
That's wonderful. Glad to hear that. Well, do tell us one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years, please.
Well, I'm going to tell you, it all has to do with Costa Rica. I got that little nagging feeling that we needed. My husband and I had been caregivers for many years, either with family members or students. He also is a school teacher, a music teacher. So we just decided that it was our turn. All of our parents were deceased and kids grown. And so for about the last 18 months we've been here, and then probably 18 months before that was researching and praying and planning and visiting Costa Rica, which only took one time for us to know that this is where we were supposed to be. So we went back to the United States of America, worked for one more year to work on finances, and then packed up 7 suitcases and came here. And it's been amazing ever since. So we did right.
Love it.
That's what I spent a lot of time doing. I have to know what I'm doing before I do it. But then once we jumped, it's been great.
Suggest to someone that's listening why they should even consider doing what you've done, Gail, by again planning properly and then moving into that place that really brings comfort to you.
Oh, it's just, I can only speak to our move to Costa Rica, um, but it is, their phrase is pura vida, which there's that same feeling in many countries, I'm sure. But for us, we lowered our cost of living. As a matter of fact, we probably could not have retired in the United States for who knows when. So we were able to do that. It is sunshine. The people here are so nice and so happy. We spent, probably 6 months just relaxing and being retired, and then both decided that we were not finished. So my husband has reached out to a local Palmares marching band, and he directs the band, and I write, and we learn Spanish, and we have made ourselves a part of this community and this country, and have no desire to go back to the stress and the anger that's in the United States these days.
Love it.
So I advise everybody to have a dream and then take some action on that, make it a goal, and then just step out. If it's not faith, in our case, it was faith, but step out in confidence that you can make it and you can do it.
Amazing audience, you're hearing it live here from Gail Woods. Who would have thought,
Yes.
right? Gail Woods.
Yes.
Look at her now. Love it.
Yeah, we're quite infamous back in the States. No matter, we are in our 60s, but even with young 20-year-old teachers, they're like, "You're such an inspiration." We did it.
Well done. Well, Gail, let's switch gears for a moment now and let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Gail, what is your earliest childhood memory?
Well, it involves water. I was away at my grandmother's celebrating, a week of vacation with her, and came home to an in-ground swimming pool, and it was my birthday. So that was my swimming pool.
Wow, that's amazing. What birthday was it?
I was 5.
All right.
And had 3 older brothers and sisters, and never stopped telling them that it was my swimming pool.
I love that. So how do you see that memory connecting to who you are today?
Well, it was mine, okay, and it was new, so it was not a hand-me-down, and I actually remember that when you're the youngest, okay, you get lots of hand-me-downs. I use it still to know that good things can happen. I am a very positive person, and an upbeat person, and a believer that good things can happen. So it did cement for me that, way back then, a miracle happened. A pool showed up in my backyard. So.
I love it. And now a pool has shown up in the back end of your lifespan. And that, my friend, is pretty fascinating how it connects, because you are in Costa Rica.
Yes. And where we live, there's a swimming pool, and my neighbors will tell you that often I'm like, "Why aren't you in the pool?" So it has followed me. Water does something for me. So I grew up on an island and in New Jersey, so the water is definitely a spiritual healer.
There we go. That's fascinating. Well, Gail, if we fast forwarded to when you were 12, what was your favorite song?
Oh, See You in September.
Oh, there we go.
And that comes from living on an island outside of Atlantic City as a teenager, when the island population would triple. But that meant that all those nice, handsome teenage boys went back to Philadelphia in September. So that's a true story. That was heartbreaking, but that was a great song.
Gail, you're absolutely amazing. Definitely a light in a dark place, I would say. I appreciate
believe
you.
that. Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
You're welcome. Well, my friend, we've arrived at our destination. But before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready, Gail?
I am.
Gail, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Well, I like to think that all those teenagers that came through my classroom, that somebody's going to do it.
Well, we know you're married. What's your husband's name?
My husband's name is Dan.
Hey,
he
Dan.
is my soulmate.
Hey,
24
Dan.
years.
Oh, there we go. Hello, Dan. Do you have children?
Yes, 2 sons and 4 grandchildren.
Do you believe in God?
Absolutely. Thank goodness.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yes, I left an inner circle, a very close inner circle in Texas, but we are creating and have created a new inner circle here of Costa Ricans, not expats. Most of our new friends are Costa Ricans.
Oh, there we go. Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
Oh, probably. Yes.
And what about screen time, the phone and or the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
It's going to be more than 8. Mostly because of my writing.
All right.
But
Gail.
it's also, the way we keep in touch that way.
Yeah. If you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents Gail Woods, what would you say that is?
If there were no dreams, how could we fill in the blank?
Love it. Gail, this has been a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
I would like to make sure that the amazing audience knows that a different life is possible. If you are courageous enough to dream it and do it, then take that step.
Gail Woods, great pleasure. Thank you, my friend, for being on what is inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Thank you, Angel, and I believe in the power of communication, so God bless you for what you're doing.
I appreciate that tremendously. I believe as well. God bless you too, Gail.
Okay, good night.
Thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Stay tuned for more from our advertisers.
Diabetes is a mountain pandemic. It's a disease that's not acute but chronic. Similar to this rhyming method, I have simplified the definition, the signs and symptoms, and the complications of diabetes for both adults and children in my books, Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes, and The ABCs of Diabetes for Children. These books are available on Amazon.com, and for more information, you can visit my website, poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.